what becomes ever clearer when we reflect is that we are not self-created. We haven't made ourselves, but rather our life is a gift. Now, if we had created ourselves, we could perhaps justifiably claim to belong to ourselves. We would be our own property. And yet we know this isn't true. We haven't created ourselves, and therefore we must conclude we don't actually belong to ourselves. We belong to the one who has made us. And that really changes everything. It's a fundamental shift in our whole attitude toward life. We do not belong to ourselves, we belong to the one who made us and who sustains us. And we know that the right response to a gift is thanks. And when we open our eyes and see how abundantly we have been blessed, which means that we cease to recite the litany of our woes and grievances and complaints and grudges, then the world lights up anew, and everywhere we look we see blessing upon blessing. We're overwhelmed by the magnitude of providence. All this is given to us, none of which we have somehow deserved. It's all grace, a cascade of grace, endlessly flowing from the source of all.
And if we had that sense, if we could cultivate the sense that even if the one to whom I belong is a mystery, and I cannot ever fully comprehend this mystery, but at least to know that in my heart of hearts, I'm not merely here for myself. I'm not an accident. I have been brought forth out of nothingness in the service to the great one to whom I belong. That orientation then becomes the basis for a life which becomes a meaningful life, and it informs all of one's choices and decisions.
Is part of the modern confusion then an inability to believe that there is something outside of us now? With all of the emphasis on humanistic thinking, has it become more difficult for modern people to believe that there is a divine voice streaming in through us?
Yes, well, clearly the last 300 years have seen increasing skepticism toward religious claims, and this has been a very remarkable period of human history, a period of tremendous social transformation, political, economic, commercial. But amidst all of this, a hunger which none of the technologies, none of the cultural novelties can fill, and that is the need to fulfill the purpose for which we were born, our reason for being. And religion points to that vocation, that sense of belonging, and all too often, however, the religions too narrowly focusing on matters which become conflictual and are approached through a mentality which is filtered through political institutions and personal agendas, they lose the whole gist of revelation. So what's so wonderful now is there's a chance for the religions to renew themselves by recognizing one another, recognizing that they're all parts of one global lineage of remembrance.